All right, Chris Clark here, GamecockCentral.com. Thanks for joining us. I'm here with South Carolina quarterback Spencer Rattler. Spence, big week for you, big announcement for Gamecock Nation and the fan base. You officially made your decision on Tuesday night. You announced it that you're coming back to South Carolina. So, first of all, how does it feel before we dive into the why of why you made the decision? How does it feel to have the decision behind you one way or the other?
No, it definitely feels great to be back. Coach Beamer and Coach Loggins, what they've been talking about. Our goals this upcoming season, Juice coming back and a lot of other key parts coming back. I'm super excited. So, coming back it's definitely a blessing being here. I love it here. The fans are great. Everything's great. So, it was a good decision.
A lot of times you'll see guys after the regular season, if they know they're going to the NFL, they skip the bowl game. They're not sure if they're going to play in the bowl game. You're pretty steadfast early that one way or the other you were playing in the bowl game. Are you happy that you made that decision so quickly that, hey, I'm playing in the bowl regardless of what I do after that?
Most definitely. The bowl game was just another game, another opportunity to go out there in that garnet and black and represent. Like I said in a previous interview, Coach Beamer's been great to me all year. The fan base has been great. This team has been amazing. So, I wouldn't just leave and do that. So playing that bowl game against a team like Notre Dame, I know it didn't turn out how we wanted it. It was a close one, but, it was fun being out there with them and finishing out the season.
I know that you didn't seem to be stressing too much about this decision either way. You were going to play in the bowl and then kind of figure it out. Did you give yourself like a firm timeline? Like, obviously we know January 16th is the early entry deadline for the NFL. Was that your deadline? Did you say, hey, I want to have it done by, this Tuesday? I want to have it done by the 15th. Like, how did you go about that?
Really, our deadline was the 16th. Took our time, talked with my family and obviously Coach Beamer and Coach Loggins and a lot of other people with great insight, and just wanted to collect all information and see, weigh the pros and cons versus both. Either decision would have been positive, but I felt like I had more clarity with this decision, and it's just where my heart's at.
So what did it come down to? I mean, I know it's probably not one singular thing, but I know you weighed NFL opportunities, whether that's draft stock, financial, leaving college and, becoming a professional versus everything else in college. So what were like the main factors that you had to weigh during the process?
Yeah, the main factors, just seeing what the draft stock was, weighing those options out. And obviously, if I was to do that, and it could have changed over time and been fluid, but definitely wanting to come back and do more here. Especially with Juice coming back, Coach Beamer excited, having a new OC that has been in the NFL for 15 years and knows the game and knows what it's like on that next level. So just getting another year to get prepared and understand the game more and learn as much as I can before making that jump. So, the stock will improve itself if we all do our thing on the field. So, again, that's not the focus, but it's definitely a part of it. But I'm just happy to be back.
How much did you and Juice keep in contact during the process about, hey, man, this is what I'm thinking. What are you thinking? Y'all seem pretty aligned, and I know he mentioned, hey, if my quarterback comes back, that's going to help a lot with me coming back. So how much did y'all communicate during it?
I wouldn't say my decision was affected by his decision. I'd say it was kind of the other way around. Like you said, he said, but we definitely communicated, a few times each week, just checking up on each other, seeing what we're thinking. And I think inside we both knew, hey, if we come back, we can do some special things. So that's where we're at now, and we're getting ready for the off season. Already started our workouts, and been great so far, and we're just getting started.
I know you mentioned Loggins, and he hasn't been here a really long time, and obviously, didn't coach in the bowl game, but how extensive, if any, have those conversations been with just being able to sit down with him and kind of draw some things up or look at tape or just talk about the future?
Yeah, to be honest, we haven't really gotten to like the X's and O's so much yet. We're just getting to know each other. First day I met him, he was very open with me, what he wanted to accomplish with this offense and with me personally. So everything he was saying was great, and it's something that I stress to him. Hey, we can do this, we can do that, and just all be on the same page to make the unit better. And personal success for all of us will come by doing that. So he knows the game, he loves the game, and he's been around a lot of different quarterbacks and helped develop young and old quarterbacks. So I thought it was a perfect fit.
stylistically, when you look back at the last, everybody talks about the last 2 or 3 games, Tennessee, Clemson, even the bowl game where y'all did some good things offensively. Like, it looked a little different, you know, frankly. So when you think about Coach Loggins and the conversations that y'all have had, what does that look like philosophically? Like, I know you said you didn't dive into the X's and O's a lot, but what have you learned about what he wants to do with you?
For him, he just wants to not simplify, but we had a lot of long play calls last year. We had a lot of personnel groupings and a lot of different moving parts going on. We had a lot of personnel, so we had to change them in and out and do a lot with them. But I feel like we weren't all on the same page at the same time. So for him, what he explained to me was, hey, we're gonna shorten up some words and play fast, try to play with tempo, play with urgency, and that's something I enjoy. Something that receivers, maybe not O-line because they get tired, but everybody will enjoy it if we have success. So really, whatever I'm comfortable with, whatever the guys are comfortable with, and what Coach Beamer obviously agrees on, we're gonna roll with it.
Now, you mentioned Coach Beamer. I mean, I know you've had a good relationship with him. Knew him from his time at Oklahoma. What were the conversations like with him during the process, and how was he in terms of, giving you feedback or advice or just staying patient with you during the process?
Yeah, Coach Beamer was great. He gave great feedback from start to finish. Obviously, he wanted me to come back and, was adamant about that, as he should be. But, he gave me great feedback. He heard what he heard from the NFL and what he thought we could do this year. And, he's just very positive and very influential. So, made the decision, and he was very happy. So, yeah.
I know you're rocking the Garnet Trust hat. This interview, by the way, brought to you by the folks at Garnet Trust. That's the reason this interview is happening. So just generally, Spencer, I mean, when you arrived at South Carolina, you had a pretty high profile in terms of, whether it's social media followers or just buzz, social influence, things like that. You've been able to pretty successfully leverage NIL, but since you've gotten to Columbia, now heading into this season, 2023, how have you found the NIL opportunities in Columbia, and what have they meant to you?
The opportunities here are great. If you earn them, if you work your butt off and do what's right for this university, go out and win some games, or even if you're a big recruit, trying to come in and help this team win, the opportunities are here. And I think a lot of us on the team have seen that. A lot of people in the community have seen that. And I think it's just getting bigger and better, especially with Garnet Trust. They're doing a lot of great things right now. And who knows, sky's the limit.
All right, so last thing for you before we let you run, Spencer. I know you're, like you said, in the middle of classes starting back, workouts going, a couple more things here for you. First of all, give us a little bit of workouts. How are those going so far? I know you're just a couple days in, really.
Yeah, we're a few days in. It's kind of getting back into it. We're not going crazy yet. Coach Day's not killing us yet, but we're definitely getting our work in. Right. Trying to get our bodies back right in this off season, and just try to get to our best.
All right, and last thing for you. So you mentioned the end of the year, Coach Loggins, what you can do this coming season with Juice and some of the other guys. For you, what's the biggest thing you want to do to take that next step to help this team, help your individual stock, NFL draft stock? What's the biggest kind of primary emphasis for you this offseason heading into spring ball, really?
For me, it's really taking, my physical and mental health very serious this offseason and through the season. And then obviously learning as much as I can about this new offense, about the game, and just taking the mental side of the game to the next level. And then, just bringing the guys along with me, still becoming a great leader and leading the guys and just having a good time here.
All right, that's Spencer Rattler. I'm Chris Clark from GamecockCentral.com. Appreciate you joining us. This interview brought to you, like we said, by Garnet Trust. You can learn more about those guys at GarnetTrust.com.